A few months ago, I stood up. Now, for most people, standing up isn't a big deal. But when they saw it, they all said the same thing. They said, "Wow, that's incredible." And I smiled because I knew something they didn't. Standing up wasn't the miracle. Standing up was the receipt. The miracle happened long before that moment. It happened in quiet places, in small repetitions, in work nobody noticed. I call that invisible work. Most of us misunderstand how change actually happens. We celebrate the moment someone succeeds, the promotion, the comeback, the breakthrough. But the moment everybody celebrates is almost never the beginning of the story. It's the end. It's the visible result of thousands of invisible decisions made long before anyone was watching. Let me give you a simple example. Think about a student who fails a test. He gets frustrated. They blame the teacher. They blame the difficulty of the exam. But the test didn't create the failure. The result was created in the days before the test. The days when studying was supposed to happen. Those days were invisible. And most of us live a large part of our lives like that. We chase the moment, but we ignore the work that creates the moment. After a brain injury changed my life, I had to relearn almost everything about how to move through the world. Over the years, I used a wheelchair, a walker, a cane. And for a long time, even getting from my wheelchair to my bed required help. Caregivers helped me. My family helped me. My parents helped me. And one day I realized something that changed the direction of my life. No one else could change where my life was going next. Not the doctors, not the system, not my circumstances, only me. That realization is what I call waking up. It's the moment you understand that your life begins to change only when your actions change. But waking up is only the beginning. Because once you see the truth, you face a choice. You can go back to blaming the world, or you can take ownership. Ownership means accepting something simple and powerful. Your life moves in the direction of your daily actions, not your intentions, not your excuses, your actions. For me, that meant spending time somewhere most people would never see. The adaptive gym, where there were no crowds, no applause, just machines. A recumbent bike, a standing machine, an elliptical, and sometimes something that looks almost pointless, my feet moving in circles again and again and again. If you walked past me in that moment, you might think nothing important was happening, but everything was happening. Because those circles were invisible work. Invisible work is the quiet effort that shapes your life before the results appear. It's practicing when nobody is watching. It's correcting mistakes. It's repeating small improvements over time. Invisible work doesn't look dramatic. It doesn't get applause. Most of the time, no one even notices. But slowly, something begins to change. Your habits change. Your strength changes. Your thinking changes. And eventually, the invisible work becomes visible. And that's when the moment arrives. The moment people celebrate. The moment when I rise. Feet touching the ground. Legs straightening. Standing. And people see that moment and call it a miracle. Because they're not seeing the whole story. Because the moment didn't create the change. The moment revealed the change. Standing is the receipt. The work happened long before the moment ever arrived. And here's the deeper truth that I've learned. Life isn't a straight line. It's a circle. We start asleep, then something wakes us up. We take ownership. We begin the work. We walk the path. And eventually the work becomes visible. And when someone sees that change in you, they begin to wake up too. The circle continues. Every person in this room already has invisible work waiting for them. A habit to change. A skill to practice. A truth to face. Or a responsibility you've been avoiding. The moment you want in your life will never arrive until the work begins. So tonight, when you leave here and life gets back to normal and no one is watching and no one is applauding, there will be a quiet moment when you decide what happens next. And in that moment, I want you to ask yourself one question. What is the invisible work waiting for in your life right now? And am I ready to begin?